All right. Welcome, everybody, to Game 2 of Week 10. Wait.
It is Week 10.
This is Week 2. Welcome back to Week 10 of PMLCS in Game 2 of YALL versus OOF, with OOF currently with a 1-0 lead, and YALL looking to end the night with a tie. Pixel Man starting already with a Kaisa ban likely coming out of OOF against CVan again, but this time an Ezreal ban coming out. Clearly, y'all see. Never mind. I was gonna say Ezreal seeming more like a threat than the Zoe, but instead banning Ezreal and the Zoe against Elucida and Jumpers combined.
I actually like both those bans in general, just because OOF has consistently shown that that's one of the comps throughout the season that they do by far the most with. So shutting down that comp isn't just a good option because that's how they lost last game. It's a good option because that's how OOF has won a lot of their games.
Yeah, and this time leaving just the Renekton ban against Necro Guy, dropping the Alistar and Kayn bans, actually. So we'll see if Slaga and Elucida will be thinking about picking those up. Oh, but instead of y'all coming out with the Kayn pick, very smart choice, taking away from Elucida.
Yeah, very spicy draft indeed. And Elucida's Ross is not something you want to see in your game under any circumstance. It's actually kind of terrifying. And as long as his team doesn't get set back extremely hard early, it'll just terrorize you. It honestly will. And OOF actually rolling it back with the Morgana this game, taking it away from Slasha, be a very good gonna be a very potent flex option actually, because it'll likely go on the side of Mudkips. Now the question is, where is Mudkips gonna take it? And the Caitlyn also coming out here, a very consistent, safe pick for jumpers, and that allows them to get a really good AD carry locked in for him after the Ezreal's banned.
Yeah, once again, just kind of a long-term carry, pounding out damage over time. At the same time, a different playstyle than the Ezreal. You can't build full AP Caitlyn this time. So a little bit different for jumpers this time. Likely Sir Everett's on the Kayn. I know it's a champion he very much likes to play. And a Sivir coming out, honestly, probably for Nate again in at first glance. I don't know how bad they want to be putting CVan on something like a Sivir.
Mm-hmm. The Sivir will actually be very interesting. All around, Sivir just a very big workhorse pick, especially in the PMA LCS. And Sivir one of the few laners that can actually play pretty decently into Caitlyn. And it looks like the Braum support coming out here. I kind of have to question this Braum pick, though, as it does give them... Actually, on the other hand, no, I don't. Braum is a very safe blind pick in this circumstance. And even though the Morgana pick being picked up means they can flex it, so something like picking a Nami here wouldn't necessarily be that safe, because OOF could just lock in the Alistar into that lane and just kill it over and over again. But speaking of Alistar here, Alistar would also be another pick I wouldn't mind, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and run it back with the Sejuani this time.
Yeah, OOF so far just kind of going for the same exact team comp, same exact bans, while y'all is switching things up significantly, with nothing the same so far.
Yeah, and so with that Sejuani being locked in, means it's probably going to be the Morgana. The Sejuani will probably be going over to Mudkips. So where's the Morgana going? I think they decided to flex the Morgana onto Slaga, actually.
Yeah, I could see that. Although, to be fair, yeah, because with the Sejuani, yeah, because I was gonna say Mudkips does play Morgana mid, but if he will likely play Sejuani over Elucida, so Morgana probably being played by Slaga, yeah.
Yeah, I think they really liked being able to put Elucida mid against CVan as well, and they can also get him to counterpick this game if they use him in the mid matchup, which will be nice. And the Echo ban coming out here for y'all. So they've actually banned both of Elucida's very potent mid laners that you kind of have to watch out for. So my question here is, even though you've got him his counter pick, what does he have up in his bag of tricks that's going to let him play into CVan in this mid lane?
Yeah, this is potentially very, very big for y'all here because, OOF kind of has revealed the lane matchups they'll be opting into, and now they've banned Zoe, Echo, and Talia, the top 3 champions played by Elucida. So Elucida will have to dig deep here against CVan, who clearly showed that despite the Zoe, kind of popping off in team fights and getting these picks, Zoe versus Victor was not a, it was by no means a stomp for Elucida. Steven did great in lane and, was really the standout player for YALL last game.
Hmm. And now we have the Orianna being busted out. Not necessarily a pick that we're used to seeing from Elucida here. Maybe they've actually decided to flex Elucida back onto the Sejuani, which is not something you normally see him on, but I'm sure something he'd be comfortable playing in general. And chosen to put Mudkip's mid lane on Orianna.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
Their Sejuani Orianna ball composition.
Yeah, actually leaving Necro Guy's top lane pick for last as a counter pick here.
It'd be very nice, especially because the Ornn coming out for YALL.
Yeah. YALL looking for the mid laner here, looking for a bit of AP. Maybe they might pick the Victor again. They know it's the Orianna, so Steven does have a counter pick here.
Yeah, that's very true. And it'll be interesting to see what he takes into this lane, as the picks I'd be looking for would be Xerath or into this lane. Looks like he's going to run it back with the Victor again. I believe Victor actually has a pretty okay matchup here. One of the few champions that can actually play against Orianna. The question is, once again, how well is he going to do late game into this OOF team comp right now?
Yeah, right now, not quite the same as last game, but we have, the Orianna ball going onto the Sejuani, guys into the backline. Bless you, my goodness. And a Kled, perfect with the Orianna. So again,
the Necro Guy special, baby.
Yeah, not necessarily having the tanks dive in, but still having a lot of dive here, supplemented by the Orianna. So, different team comp, but some of the same ideas behind it. Not a ton of champions change in terms of, kind of what their roles are in this game. The Kled is still going to be trying to go into the back line, keep people down. But definitely offers more of a carry, a lot more carry potential than Maokai ever did.
So yeah, I actually like a lot of the setup. I actually really like, once again, OOF's comp. I feel like it's extremely solid. It seems a little bit more one-dimensional than the comp from last game, though I will say, because they have a lot of engage, but it's weighted around ultimate abilities, Kled's Charge, Orianna's Shockwave, Sejuani's Glacial Prison. It's going to be up to these key players on their team to be able to make a lot of plays happen at specific times, and if their spells aren't used quite as well as they could be, they might get mopped up in the fight. That being said, they have a failsafe though. Orianna does a crap ton of damage in general, even without the Shockwave in team fights, and Caitlyn as well can also definitely clean up late game team fights all on her own, and especially if she gets a decent front line and Peel being set up. YALL has basically no way of getting to her because they have the Kayn, which is likely going to go Ross, and they have no assassin or anything that's capable of flanking this Caitlyn and taking her down in a late game fight, meaning if OOF controls the fight, they could still miss their ultimates, and I feel like they'd win unless they get caught in AoE from YALL.
Yeah, something that I think actually stands out to me here is the roles of the supports in these games, because Morgana's going to have a lot of, a lot riding on her to get picks with the Dark Binding and have good spell shields, especially, with a Braum, with an Ornn, with a Victor, with a lot of all this CC coming out of YALL. It's going to be really important to see who she's putting that black shield on. On the other side, you have Braum with a hugely impactful ult that could potentially reach Caitlyn in the backline, and the Unbreakable, which will be potentially used to, block a Sejuani ult, block a Morgana Q. So, I think it's going to be really important to see how these supports are doing this game and, what they're using their really valuable abilities on, because they could be game-changing in these team fights.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how OOF chooses to play this composition out. And looking, however, on the side of YALL's composition, they have a whole lot of tools that they can use to their advantage. They have the Sivir ult, they have this Go button, they also have the Ornn Ram as long-range engage. And
yeah, I'm liking YALL's comp this game much more than last game. It clearly has a much more defined purpose and goal than last game's comp ever did.
It's actually very hard to tell how these team fights are going to be played out just by looking at both these comps. Both these comps honestly have the same objective in terms of winning 5v5 fights, and they really don't have a whole lot of split push options. Really, one thing I'm looking on the side of Oof that's going to be interesting is going to be how this Kled does. Because if this Kled pops off, he's actually going to be a very scary split push threat against the side of Y'all, and they don't really have anything on their team that can
Yeah, I really
necessarily
don't
hold
know who
that.
can match him. He could if Clegg gets fed up, he can dive anybody on this team.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, Victor has the wave clear, and so does Sivir, but I don't know that they can defend against the Kled on top of them. They're just so squishy. So
It would not be a fun time because, like, especially the Civic, because like you see him here, it pops the ricochets on the wave and is good, but then Kled just literally charges at her under the tower and she just dies. Fun time.
we do see Necro Guy looking like he's going to be going with the teleport instead of the ignite, which a lot of Kleds have been taking recently in solo queue. Honestly, my preferred pick because if you don't win lane, the ignite just kind of screws you, even though you can ult around the map. So I personally prefer the teleport in this match, but I know some people in PMA LCS have been opting in to take the teleport.
Yeah, honestly, I probably would not take Ignite on a top lane at all in PMA LCS or any organized fives team fight setting. And it appears they're actually keeping Mudkips on the Sejuani, and Elucid is actually going to play the Orianna, it looks like.
Yes, it looks like Elucid is just kind of being forced to go down his champ pool. Honestly, this gets me a little bit worried about him. This time, Steven had the counter pick. Orianna has Smite. They have not
It'll
swapped.
change. I think it should change.
I think it does change.
Yeah, it'll change.
It changed. Oh, bless.
Wait
a minute.
Wait. It didn't change.
Oof. It looks like Elucid might have accidentally taken Smite here. That is not great. That is not great at all.
That's not what you want.
That was going to go into what I was about to say. Elucida being, going even against Cvan on Victor while having a counter pick and picking his number one mid laner, now being forced to go on his fourth string mid laner, and Cvan gets the counter pick. And now not having a proper summoner spell, I'm a little worried about Elucida here in this mid lane.
Can we go back to the several seasons ago and the actual LCS? I'm butting in, by the way, where Power of Evil got a pentakill going Runeglaive Orianna mid.
That is true. Maybe this is all intentional. Maybe this is a funnel comp. You never know.
The build's dead. We're dying, please.
Well, I guess we'll see how it goes, unless there's a bug and he did change the summoner spell. But I don't know.
Now that question's out of the way, I gotta drop another scintillating philosophical question for us to debate here. Actually, I can't think of any. I can't think of anything. Do you have anything you'd like to ask, Rafal?
We were talking about cereal earlier, so I wanted to ask you, what are your favorite cereals?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. I gotta go. Cookie Crisp is pretty solid. I
think Cookie Crisp is overrated because the cookies are really hard, and after eating them, they kind of like grate the roof of your mouth. I feel because of how hard the cookies are.
So there are a lot of ways that Cookie Crisp can go really wrong. Like, you eat too much Cookie Crisp, you screw up your mouth, right? And if your Cookie Crisp goes stale at all, it's terrible. Like, actually one of the worst cereals I've ever eaten. Because, it's like, I'll take, like maybe stale Cheerios, like, that's not horrible, I guess. Like, it goes down. Like, stale Cookie Crisp, Jesus Christ, that kills me.
I mean, because they're physically so large,
Yeah, it's so thick, and then you just get so much stale in your mouth at once, and you're like, ugh.
You know what's a good cereal that is underrated? Crave. Crave is fire.
I have never actually tried Crave.
Crave is incredibly good, and a lot of the stores that I go to don't seem to have it.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best.
I will say,
sorry, that's the only one that
I will say, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, very solid. I was getting to that one. Actually,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch
is a great move.
Good. And it makes your milk all cinnamony after you're done.
Yeah. See, I think Cinnamon Toast Crunch is actually like, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is like the consistent, like, upper tier cereal. Like, no matter who you ask, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is going to be at least an A tier cereal.
Biscuit Hat saying Special K fruit and yogurt. I completely agree.
Okay, yeah, so Special K is an easy lock-in for a lot of high tier options.
True.
Yes, me, especially right now. I'm actually eating the probiotics, berries, and peaches Special K right now. It's pretty solid. I won't lie.
Okay, so now I have one more thing to say regarding cereal that will probably make a lot of people mad. I pour my milk before my cereal.
Oh, boy, I can top that. Okay, so here's what I do, right? I don't eat my cereal with milk.
You
I
just
actually-
snack it?
No, worse. Pausing at 10, by the way, but
I swear to God, if you say you eat it with water.
No, it gets worse. So here's what I'm paused at 10, by the way, but here's what I do. I eat my cereal. I eat my cereal. I eat my cereal dry, and then I have a glass of milk on the side that I drink from. It's actually in. Wait, is Rafal ready?
You guys just start. I'm still at 0%. I would just say you guys start and I'll catch up. Oh wait, I'm loading in now. Don't start it. Okay, 5.
Why'd I get moved to cool kids only? What
All right,
the?
I am at 10 now. Let me know when it starts.
All right. All right.
Nice.
13, 14, 15, 16. We good?
Nice. We're good.
Alright, so yeah, that's actually a huge inside joke in my chapter of PMA, because we went on a retreat. Oh, rip. Jumper, I hardly know her. Freaking rip, dude. Anyway, so like we all went on a retreat, and people walked into the kitchen, and I did not know. Apparently, eating my cereal separate and then like drinking the milk on the side is apparently the weirdest thing that everyone is seeing.
How did you start doing that?
Because I refused to eat my cereal like wet as a child, and I didn't like drinking.
That's why I like to pour my milk first, because it lets the cereal get more soggy, and I love milk.
Yeah, and see, what happened with mine is I didn't like milk either, so oftentimes I would just flat out not drink milk. And,
we're so different.
Yeah, and so then, basically it's evolved into me being like, I don't hate milk now, and then it's like, cereal's dry, so it's a perfect opportunity. I still don't want to pour my cereal, like, pour my milk in the bowl, so now it's kind of like it's kind of like I just drink the milk on the side now and my mouth gets too dry, you know?
I prefer the classic egg and bacon breakfast, thank you. But
Egg and bacon. I had egg and bacon this morning. It was quite good.
superior to cereal. Although I will take Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Captain Crunch occasionally when I was a kid.
Captain Crunch is very respectable.
I hate all the cereals that have like marshmallows in them. That shit tastes like crap.
Nope. No marshmallow.
Whoa.
No marshmallow thing. Cereal, thank you.
Cause when that stuff gets stale.
Oh god, that's horrible, yeah. I won't lie. Stale Lucky Charms is like one of the worst. Stale Lucky Charms is the second worst stale cereal experience I've had in my life behind Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp is the holy grail of awful stale cereal.
Did you just say it's your favorite cereal?
Yes, it is one of my favorites. I don't actually know what my absolute favorite cereal is because I like all of them.
Reese's Cups. Sorry,
I gotta say it's Reese's Pieces, Reese's Puffs. I gotta go out and say it. Reese's Puffs, complete garbage. I hate Reese's Puffs so much. Maybe that's because
I am a big peanut butter fan, so anything peanut buttery I will eat.
Okay, so as if you wanted more proof that my food habits are extremely suspect, I love peanut butter. I love chocolate. I absolutely hate peanut butter and chocolate.
What the hell?
My typical breakfast when I was a kid does not include any of this. I grew up Japanese. Sorry. I had miso soup and soup, or sometimes I would have corn chowder and toast.
Dude, I would totally love to have miso soup for breakfast instead of cereal. That sounds so lit.
I make my own miso soup now.
Ooh. That's adorable.
I had Polish food growing up.
Oh no, I feel like Sean's just in this channel ready to ruin my life for my awful...
Okay, Biscuit Hat, I'm a huge LaCroix fan.
If you're a LaCroix fan, you're actually gonna be banned.
LaCroix?
From...
Wait, LaCroix?
Filthy.
Wait, LaCroix actually...
is like
God.
LaCroix is flavored bathwater.
Like,
That's what it
LaCroix
is.
is
AJ
actually
Bell tried
like-
to put me onto LaCroix.
Oh.
Every sip I just made like a face. Every sip just...
Okay,
LaCroix is so bad.
And he's
dude.
just like, dude, I hated it too. I love it now. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Actually, no.
Wait, if you have to hate something at first to then love it after, like, you know, getting your stomach pumped.
Isn't that called a marriage?
Jesus.
Wait,
LaCroix actually tastes like yeast infection in a can, dude. I won't lie. It's so
Yeah.
bad.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll be honest. I
man.
don't actually drink LaCroix. I drink the store brand one because they're cheaper. And they're
It's probably also better because usually store brand ones are like not as good, but if it would have the opposite effect. When something's really bad, the store brand one is better.
Like the stuff called like the boobly stuff from Walmart? Or is that Target?
I drink the
I don't know.
and I only strictly drink either the watermelon one or the blackberry tangerine.
Ooh.
Alright, so I'm gonna go out and ask you guys a question. Favorite food that is not a part of your home culture?
Oh, I love me some pho.
Singular,
Oh, yo, that's
singular food or like food or like cuisine?
can be anything. Why not both? What do you got? What are your thoughts?
I like Italian cuisine and give me
Oh,
a
that's
singular
so
pho.
broad. Yeah. Don't say
I like
cuisine.
Italian cuisine.
Italian cuisine's the broadest thing. Okay, I mean, I could hypothetically say American food. I could be like burgers, like.
I love
Oh.
American food, dude. That's why I
it's
weigh
not-
400
it's not my
pounds.
It's not my original cultural food.
I like all Vietnamese food and I like Thai food. Oh god, Thai
Oh
food
my
is
God,
so
Thai
Dude,
good.
Curry, I fucking love
Oh.
curry. Oh,
Thai
It's
curry, Indian
so
curry, and
good.
there's Japanese curry. I think I have to go with Japanese curry. I'm sorry.
I
Have
don't
you
know.
guys tried like the ×2 spicy ramen stuff?
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
That shit fucked me up though.
I
Yeah.
love spicy
But,
ramen.
spicy
Also,
ramen is so good.
Okay, if you had to live off one cuisine for the rest of your life, mine would either be like some Asian cuisine or like Mexican food, like authentic Mexican food.
Oh yeah, that's way
Oh,
true.
okay,
Authentic
okay.
Mexican
Yeah,
food is
Mexican
very
food.
solid.
Authentic
Like
Mexican
also like authentic tacos.
Oh,
Just put me on a taco
Yo,
truck.
Chris, when you visit me this week, we can go to the taco place in town.
yo, let's do it, dude. My food boner is like 8 inches at this point, dog. Holy mother of God. You were
Wow,
calling my name.
so you technically have like a 2-inch boner then.
authentic Mexican food is my answer to
Jesus.
this question.
Because it's inverted for 6, right?
It inverts so far out it goes out his butt.
If
It
anybody
inverts
visits-
so far out it becomes a vagina.
What are they saying in chat right now?
I
They're
don't
just
know.
saying wet.
No.
They're using they're posting pastas.
No.
guess
The
Italian
other
cuisine.
chat.
Game
Oh,
chat?
in game.
Yeah.
Jumper resetting router.
So he's jumping his router.
So, question: if we have to reset this game and replace Jumper J, is Elucia gonna be forced to take Smite again?
Yes.
Yikes!
Actually.
Yeah, because it's already a game of.
Okay.
Yeah, I also have to be up early. so
Feels
it's gonna
bad.
be- Anyways, we're gonna bar this for.
Joe, if you post that goddamn meme one more time, I swear.
No, there's no hacker room in this game. Never mind.
If anybody
Yeah.
visits me in upstate New York, I will cook you Japanese food, authentic ones too.
Ooh, I wish, but I have no reason to go to upstate New York.
Yeah, especially after The Simpsons crushed it.
Oof.
Did y'all see that?
Unlucky. I saw it too. It featured our
Yeah.
school's mascot. Too.
Hey, what's up, Chad Penguin?
What's up? Why is Mimbung here?
Why are you here?
Why is anybody here?
Dang!
I'm here to cast the game.
Oh yeah, you're like an hour and 45 minutes late.
No,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
right on time.
Oh, yeah,
Wow,
man.
wow,
Oh, yeah.
Chad.
Oh yeah, you're right. PMA time. You're right on time, dude.
Alright, see you
PMA
guys later.
Okay, another question.
Dude, I thought I was late yesterday. Holy mother of God.
What fast
Technically,
food
they
place
haven't
has the
said it.
best fries?
Fast food place has the best fries. You know, for my money, it's gotta be Culver's. Very unpopular
Really?
opinion, but I love Culver's fries.
I like Whataburger's fries a whole hell of a lot.
Okay, Texas.
I don't
Okay,
know
so you're
Whataburger
Texas
at
man.
all.
I have never actually had Whataburger.
Honestly, I feel like McDonald's is really good for about 5 minutes. Like
Yep.
Look,
they get cold
Reconnect.
immediately, but they are so good when you first get them.
Jumper's
McDonald's-
back. All right, Jumper's back. I gotta go.
Oh, bless.
All right, bye, dude.
I'm muting myself again. Goodbye.
Yeah,
world.
McDonald's
also had-
actually.
I've also had fries from Sonic, and they were very good.
Yeah, Sonic is weird. Like, Sonic has like chili cheese fries, which, despite the fact that you don't get a lot of them for your money, which on the other hand you kind of do because it's Sonic, but on the other hand the portions are just weirdly small for like how big they make them sound in the menu. If you ask me.
I
But,
like their like appetizer type stuff. Like you just like get like the corn dog, you get like the onion rings, the fries. Like you
So
don't,
is
I don't
that-
get like meals there.
Has anyone actually heard of Beefaroo before?
No, that's a brand.
That is a brand. It is like in the northern Illinois area, actually.
How have I
it's
not
kind
heard
of,
of Beefaroo?
Yeah, it's kind of like Arby's but better, and it's a roast beef sandwich. You can actually get like cheese fries with them. So
Oh, the game has begun.
it's kind of like, yeah, I suppose it's kind of like oh, who cares, dude? I'm talking about food. I suppose Beefaroo is kind of like a fusion of like Sonic and Arby's. Actually, it's pretty cool. They have like, it's like a regional thing, so they have like tons of
Chicago.
They have tons of themed locations. I'm not sure if it exists in Chicago. I know there's one around the Rockford area though.
Oh well, that's like a whole other world.
Yeah, that's dude. That's actually like when you go out in the cornfield and then you just see the UFO chilling in the crop circle in the cornfield. You enter the UFO and you've reached Rockford. And there's also a lot of crime. That's really it.
Neat. Well, nothing too special at this level 1 right now.
Would you prefer the good cop or the bad cop?
Oh, baby.
Well, see, the reason I've not heard of Beefaroo is that according to their website, they have literally 7 locations.
Yeah, they do have
So-
7 locations and they're all
And
around.
they're literally all in one city in Illinois. So no, I have not been to Beefaroo. No!
Dude, they're so good. Oh my god! And myself. Alright, so, Jesus. Alright, so, anyone else got anything to say about food while we're stuck in another screen of doom?
What is the best fast food place?
Oh, that's so tough. Okay, so I have a lot of weird fast food opinions. Burger King is sleeper for what you get for the price. Burger King gets so much hate. I don't understand.
When Burger King had the $1 nuggets, everyone in my school went crazy. But then they've changed them back to $1.50, and then they also shut down Burger King. So whatever.
Yeah, dude,
Um,
I remember back when Burger King wasn't like
garbage.
I miss the old Burger King chicken strips. You remember those? Those were so good. And then they switched them to like those gross like Crown Nuggets, which taste really bad and are just no fun.
Well,
I have
like,
so many
compare
fun.
to like McNuggets. The Burger King nuggets are clearly just like random meat packed into like a round blob. Like it has
Yeah.
no like form or texture whatsoever.
I mean, it's like, to be fair, McDonald's McNuggets really don't have that much form or texture either,
Yeah.
and they're just random blobs packed in the thing. So if you're saying that Burger King nuggets look like a random blob of like malformed texture when compared to those, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's why they were $1 for 10 nuggets. You know.
Yeah, you can't beat that deal.
For my 2 cents, my favorite place is Arby's. Goodbye.
I'm thinking Arby's.
You know, I won't lie, Arby's is also pretty good. I feel like Five Guys is very expensive for what it is, but very
That guy's
good.
Very expensive.
Yeah, if you can afford it though, like, more power to you. It's so good.
Oh no.
Oh no. I was actually like just
So
about to
many
finally
pauses.
segue. I was about to segue us into the actual game, and then they just paused again. So I guess we're back on food again. But
Favorite,
think-
question from chat, by the way.
So
favorite
Steven has
chip.
now disconnected.
oh my god. What's the question from chat, Hoagie?
Biscuit Hat asks, favorite chips?
Ooh, sun chip.
Ooh,
Sun
you know-
chip.
Doritos.
Or
Easy
no,
luck
have you
for
had
me.
have you had the purple bag Doritos?
Ooh, yeah, I have actually
like
had the purple
sweet
bag
chili
Doritos.
or something. They're
Yeah,
so
it's like sweet. It's like sweet chili. It's so good. I am a Doritos connoisseur, and when I say connoisseur, I may not be the most knowledgeable or expert at anything that I say I'm a connoisseur for. I just like it a lot.
I feel like I used to like Cool Ranch, and now it's just like meh.
Cool Ranch is very good in small doses. It gets very old after a
Has
little
such
while.
a strong flavor.
You know, I won't lie, nacho cheese is the absolute classic. It's kind of like got the same issue as Cool Ranch in that regard, but just like less, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, for my money, big flavor, purple bag of Doritos, that's always solid. And low key, the when Lay's did the promo where you picked the flavor, like where the community voted on different
Those were
chip flavors.
all so disgusting. I tried all of them, and they were foul.
Really? Some
The
of them were
chicken and
actually
waffles
good.
were so bad.
Well, hold on. I love the chicken and waffles. I was actually just about to bring up how amazing the chicken and waffles were, dude.
Wait,
Those
now
actually
Mudkip's
tasted
has
so good.
disconnected.
Oh my god, dude, my brain. Some of us have lives, you know.
Can we just have them like? Can we just like see like who has more players left wins? Just last team standing. Everyone just slowly DCs.
So, you know, it looks like we're in for another 45-minute game, this game. Even if the game goes 30 minutes, it
Yeah,
will
in
have
a
already gone 45
in
minutes.
a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
I have,
If Superman dies,
I have,
you got the wrong universe.
I have a meeting in 7.5 hours. Good luck to me. Woohoo!
What other food fields are there?
Karut asks in chat, has anybody tried the new purple Dr. Pepper? What? There's a new
I've
purple
not.
Dr. Pepper,
Okay,
hold on.
best soda has to be Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is
You know-
my favorite. Actually, no, wait. Root beer. Classic root beer is, but
Okay, so I used to love classic root beer, but I've since turned to Dr. Pepper.
I do not. I've never liked root beer.
Also, for my money, Mountain Dew Kickstart is my go-to. Actually, Mountain Dew Kickstart, so good.
Did you know that
I would-
Baja Blast is officially a Taco Bell brand?
Yeah, it's Baja Blast is officially like a Taco Bell thing now, and they actually have Baja Blast. They actually have bottles of Baja Blast every now and then at my student center at Bradley. And so, my issue though is like I don't really drink that many soft drinks because I think it's getting to the point where like I've been off soft drinks for a while that like my body can clearly recognize when I'm drinking soft drinks and it like revolts.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like the most I can handle is like a Mountain Dew Kickstart. Like more than like, you know, maybe 3 days in a row of even just drinking like a Mountain Dew Game Fuel, and my body's like, you're screwing up, dude. Stop it. And like I gotta listen to it, or like my life's just a swirling tour of pain and misery from that point onward.
All right, chat. Give us more fields of food to debate about. Yeah. Speaking of Taco Bell, what is the best thing on the Taco Bell menu? Because Taco Bell is fire.
Ooh, you know, my go-to back in high school was
chalupas.
respectable.
Sorry.
Respectable. But my go-to back in high school was the good old 3 Tacos Supreme.
What's going on in chat? Because I turned it off.
They're.
For streams.
They said someone says 30 seconds.
30 seconds. We are currently on 14 minutes in pause
I
time.
don't know what's.
I am living, and by that I mean I am dying.
I'm hoping the
Dang,
captains are in communication here.
I
Honestly, I really. Kevin, the Mexican pizza is the most disgusting thing on the Taco Bell menu. Don't you even say that.
Oh, speaking of which,
They
I
call
gotta...
it the Mexican pizza. It's literally like a circular, like hard disc with like just beef on it, covered with another circular hard disc, and they just put like like cheese and like tomato.
Oh,
on
we're
it.
back
It's
in.
disgusting.
We're back in.
Nice. I think the game is happening.
Yo. Speaking of which, here's a debate for you guys. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
I don't like it. Mainly because
Ooh.
not the flavor. I don't like the text. I don't like the soft texture of the pineapple on the pizza.
I think that's very. I think that's a
I don't
fair
like
criticism.
warm fruit. Warm fruit is not appealing to me.
See, at least you like actually have a reason for like not liking pineapple that's like legitimate and applicable to your taste as an individual. Because half the time when I'm like pineapple on pizza, yes or no, people are like, "Ew, that's gross. Why would you do that?" And I'm like, "Have you ever tried it? No, that doesn't make sense." Like, look, if pineapple on pizza was that bad, do you think it would actually have that much of a following? Like, it's a thing.
I personally like it, and you know what, Gordon? I love Gordon Ramsay, and he can crucify
He's wrong.
me all. He can crucify me all he wants, but I personally like it.
Yeah, pineapple does go on pizza. Sorry, Gordon Ramsay. Eat your heart out, dude. I mean, like, has that guy? He's trained for how many years in France? Like, I don't think he's that good of a chef, honestly. Because if he can't see that pineapple clearly goes on pizza,
Top lane, by the way. He's gonna get killed by
actually
Cerberus.
out
Oh, or not.
Cerberus just gonna walk out over here. Neko guy currently dismounted on this Kled. I think I had a little stutter in there. I'm at 448, 49.
No, we're good.
Okay, we are completely good. Perfect then. Back into this game, and while we were bantering about pineapple on pizza, there's been some massive trading going on the top lane. Uncle Jemima and Necker Guy both very low at this point. Necker Guy, however, stuck under his tower. Right now, got to clear a wave. Uncle Jemima just crafting in front of his face, dude. The ultimate disrespect.
How rude. Just watch me build in front of you while you desperately try to remount.
It's like Uncle Jemima, like, Necro Guy came to play League of Legends, and Uncle Jemima's playing Fortnite over here, dude. Literally just throwing up buildings left and right in front of him.
Ooh.
And Necro Guy heading over.
The minions?
Gonna take him down in the end. First blood going over to Uncle Jemima. MVP minions, like, honestly, like, if that's all
him
that
with
happens,
the well played, the respect in the chat.
if that's
How
all that
brotherly.
happens, if that's all that happens this game, I gotta vote the minions as MVP for game 2. Or, I think right now MVP for me is running between the minions and the pause screen. Actually,
Oh, but Necro Guy has come back and has flash. Uncle Jemima is probably dead here unless he
Lima
finds
is
his way.
flat out overstaying. Actually, Necro Guy gonna get the
Ooh, barely.
flash out from Uncle Jemima, and Necro Guy not gonna be able to flash and keep the Bear's Wrap on a rope on him. And really well played by Uncle Jemima to get out of a sticky situation. You know, you overstay. You get run down by this Kled, but you know, in the end, he saved it. That's what really matters, you know.
He did the job. Mudkip's invading in the top side as Cerberus invades in the bottom side, but neither are really finding anything here with both jungles completely farmed out.
When vertical jungling goes wrong.
At the same time, Cerberus with double the farm of Mudkips early on, just like last game.
More action going on in the top lane. Mudkip's walking into this top lane, sitting at level 3 right now. Oh man, you hate to see that happen. That is one
While Cerberus is going to hit level 6 here on this blue buff.
Oh no, Mudkips is losing his own blue buff right now. That's actually so... It's actually so unfortunate.
Oh my goodness, yeah, he has 3 levels on him. That is
2.
Alright, he's coming back, but that is rough.
That's bad. And Elucida, Sir Everett's coming into this mid lane for some action on Elucida. Shockwave coming out from him. Did I get a flash out? But Sir Everett's going to get the execute with that Umbral Trespass.
Cerberus can just fight Mudkips here, honestly, if he felt like it.
Honestly, it could, but he's going to take 2 turret shots and walk out the right side anyway.
Necroguy is just around the corner with his ult, so just doesn't want to risk it. I understand.
Yeah, that's very fair. You have a clutch charge on your screen. You just want to get the hell out of there, man. I don't want to do anything. Meanwhile, though, in bot lane, trading being done. Nate walking over a Caitlyn trap, though. Big damage coming out of a headshot there from Jumpers and the Pacemaker as well. Boomerang Blade coming in, and Jumpers brought extremely low from the Winner's Bite. And good. Binding by Slugga, though. That's going to be a lot of damage on the Slugga Slosh for the Ignite pot. But Slugga Slosh is going to walk away from that one. Meanwhile, in the top lane, more trading coming in from Necro Guy on Uncle Jemima. That's a Conqueror going in, and Uncle Jemima's Orin perhaps getting the better of that one there, thanks to that wave advantage. And Another great binding from Slaga in the bot lane, but Sir Everett is here for the gank action. Nate taking extremely low. Jumper's actually going to get the kill. And with the Triumph coming in, but the red buff damage going to finish him. Slaga with another nice bind to get out of here, and Mudkits is here in the bottom lane to stop the dive. Not going to be able to do much else, though, because that is one level 4 Sejuani right now at 847.
2 levels lower than his support. That is heartbreaking to see. What happened? I mean, I don't know if I just didn't notice anything, but how did this happen to Mudkips?
He's path badly. That's really it. Yeah. And Elucidate, forcing the flash from Sir Everett's over the wall. Very good call out from Elucidate. Using some of that knowledge as a jungle main to be able to call out Sir Everett's walking back to that Krugs camp after taking bot lane and getting the flash and almost the kill, actually. You know, the C-Van zoning him off that mid-turret wave, and Elucidate going to be forced to walk the long way, losing out some of that farm in the mid lane. And
in regards... Oh, sorry, finish.
Yeah, Mudkip's currently sitting at level 5, though, looking for that fabled level 6 power spike on Sejuani, but I feel like it's going to be a lot longer. Still needs a red buff and a Krugs, and probably another camp in order to reach 6.
I was going to say, we see the exact issue that I was worried about in Champs out here with Elucidate push back on such an uncomfortable pick for him, and C-Van again sticking with the Victor, now with a 20 CS lead, and nothing that Elucidate can really do about it.
Yeah, the solo lanes for y'all are currently winning to a certain extent. Uncle Jemima has the solo kill top lane, still not perhaps winning in farm, but in a decent spot overall, especially into a matchup where you'd hope Necroguy would be kind of dumpstering it a little bit more. There's still a lot of room for Necroguy, though, to open up this top lane, though, so be looking for that. And the roam coming in from Jemima in the mid lane. Good juke away from Elucidate, but another Sombrero shockwave going to come out from him, and C-Van going to pick up the kill in that mid lane.
Yeah, Elucidate clearly not comfortable on this pick. Yeah, really back to a corner by YALL, who I honestly, this draft, I respected a ton. They forced Mudkips to pick the Sejuani again, and then just completely banned out Elucidate. And it's you're either playing a tank jungler, which you can't really carry on as hard as other champions, or you have to pick an uncomfortable mid laner. Because they'd rather have Elucidate laning against Steven than Mudkips, so they really just got back to a corner here by YALL. This really well done draft.
Yeah, and I definitely think it's a case of if you're planning to put Elucidate in that mid lane, knowing what you know about the champion pool, you perhaps had to draft something for him first rotation. You know, perhaps play it more like a draft that you would see from One Twig Ponies and getting Flesh the mid lane advantage. And Slaga Slash can pop that Glacial whatever on the Slaga there, forcing that. Glacial Augment just coming up for the disengage there.
Glacial Augment's a rune.
Glacial Augment.
Oh, it is Glacial Prison, yeah. Glacial Augment is the slow rune thing. Wow, Elucidate just getting dived on by Sir Everett.
No, Sir Everett's getting a solo kill onto Elucidate in the jungle.
Is he gonna be going for Shadow Assassin?
Yeah, he is Shadow Assassin.
Oh, sorry.
He is Shadow Assassin.
I don't know.
That's actually kind of scary, though. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Although
yeah, he's gonna recall and get his Drakthar here.
Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense though. He's gonna easily be able to run down. Elucidate jumpers going into the late game, and I feel like that finally gives them the flank they need. However, I think with him taking Shadowcane, the comp is now demonstrably just overall worse at team fighting. So really, they can't just force fights, and they really can't just force a front to back and try and win it at this point like they could if they had Rost. So they're now going to be playing around cautiously for Shadowcane flanks, making sure that they don't get caught in a 5-man ball, and letting Sir Everett do his job. He's 82 CS, 12 minutes, 30 seconds, 3 kills up, can be able to pick up a Duskblade at some point. He does so much damage.
Yeah, and also, is this team actually going to be struggling much with getting flanks? You know, even if the role of the team comp with Sir Everett's Shadow Assassin changes a little bit, it's not like they don't have the comp that can be looking for picks and looking for flanks instead of looking for team fights.
Yeah, the one saving grace on the side of Oof right now, well, actually there are multiple, but the one big saving grace is likely going to be this Caitlyn Morgana bot lane right now, as they're currently up in platings and have a whole lot of pressure coming out here. And this Caitlyn is really good in the mid game. Here comes a charge coming
Four-man
out.
dive onto Sevan, who might just be blowing up Mudkip's
It's actually going to explode Mudkips. Glacial Prism coming out, but not being enough. Can flash away from
Wow.
Elucida, but Sevan actually going to still pick up the return kill onto Elucida, getting a 2-for-1 in exchange for his own life in the 1v3. Necroguy just casting that charge a little not where Sevan is, honestly.
Expected Sevan to run away, but Sevan just said, I have 3 levels on you, Mudkips. I'm just gonna kill you instead.
He really doesn't care. It's so much damage. You gotta respect the Victor damage, especially at the Chaos Storm, and he just kind of stood inside it all. Well, in the bot lane, this Sluggish Slash should pop the Glacial Fissure.
Yeah, Jumper's being forced. Oh, probably.
And now there's a Shadow
here. He
Yep.
wants it.
There's a Shadow Cane here. This is gonna be bad news bears for this bot lane, but Mudkip's finally here on the counter gank. At least gonna scare Sir Everett's off here, but Jumper's getting caught out by that Boomerang Blade from Nate. Barely going to survive. Finally going to be able to run away and finally get it back in the end. Meanwhile, in top lane, we have more trading going down. Uncle Jemima once again getting better of him in that one.
Yeah, Elucid actually coming down here. They're probably looking for a big fight here with Mudkips going in and Elucid ulting him. But with Jumpers forced back, I think Elucid and Slugger are just stuck here wave clearing against on this turret.
Yeah, Rift Tail gonna be popped here.
Yeah.
And Sevan looking for the zoning. He's zoning away so many of them right now, and honestly, Oof just don't have any answers at this point in the game. At least it's so far down. This Caitlyn is now down about 20 CS, and this is just looking bad and worse for
Wow, Steven
going ham. Yeah, there's nothing they can do about it either. This Herald's just pushing down mid, and Steven's just running away with this game on this Victor right now, honestly.
Yeah, just no reliable wave clear, and now Necroguy is being forced to come down with no charge available, while Uncle Jemima's actually going to be TPing in. I don't know about that, he could probably have taken that top turret, but...
He really could have. Ace in the hole going to be coming out, blocked away by that Unbreakable from Saga Slasha.
I guess they probably thought that Necroguy still had his ult up already. Whoa, Server's going a little bit deep here.
Server's going so deep, dropping that orbital Trash on Mudkips. Actually going to escape. Glacial Prison going down from Mudkips, and the Shockwave coming out. So Everett's brought extremely low, but can they finalize a kill? No, they cannot. So Everett's going to run away and pop that Shadow Step for some much needed health back through that wall.
Yeah, I guess they'll probably be getting the dragon here, most likely, but they are actually a bit lower than Oof.
Yeah, however, Oof, like, all their priority ultimates are down except for Necroguy's charge. So it's like they can't really hope to contest this at all, especially with how far behind they are, because like their team fights wombo based enough to where they lose every fight they can't take without a wombo now.
Yeah, Steven's just chilling here, does
Steven's
it
running in, and Steven actually
ambitious.
extremely low by Necroguy's Kled to get out, and the Ornhorn coming in, walking over the Caitlyn trap right before it. It's a classic, dude. I feel like I've seen more Ornn ults not even get thrown in PM. I feel like I've seen more Rams not even get rammed at PMA LCS than I've seen actual Ornn ults
You
rammed.
didn't even watch last split. It was iconic. If you thought you've seen a lot of Ornn ultimates, you have no idea.
Remember that highlight on the I think it was actually Uncle Jemima again. Remember that highlight on the PMA on the Facebook page?
That like random fails video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was so insane. It made the fails video, and Menbung was casting that game, and had no words. He actually had no words for that play. This is Apocalypse on Urgot, and then Uncle Jemima on Ornn. That was just a beautiful sequence of events. The most PMA LCS thing any of us have ever seen, really.
Sir Everett's and Mudkips just kind of chilling around the corner from each other here. So Everett's gonna be going for Mudkips. Mudkips coming to stop Sevan, but
Sevan chilling in this top lane turret, but Sevan gonna take down this turret
Sevan's
very
gonna kill,
quickly.
to be honest.
Sevan can actually just run people down, and here comes Necroguy on the side there. Sevan caught in a bit of a sticky situation. This squad going in, he wants blood. There's the Conqueror pop. Sevan popped extremely low, but here's the damage support coming in from Sir Everett and Sluggish. Slash a Glacial Prison to be popped. Mudkips running out of there as quickly as possible, and Oof gonna be able to get out of there completely okay.
Oh, Vector guy TPing out to safety. I don't know about that. I don't know if that was necessary,
I don't know
but
if that was. I don't know if that was needed. I respect
some
it.
weird TPs the last few minutes, but
And now, big shockwave coming out from Elucida only hits Uncle Jemima though. Aiden the Hole can be spell shielded away by Nate, and this is just a case of this is just a case of Oof really just can't get anything going at all here, and they're not being patient with their ultimates, and they're not being patient with the plays they are forcing. Their team fight revolves around the Wombo, and that's the only way they win at a team fight. That's the only way they win a team fight at this point, so they need to be setting up for the Wombo to happen.
yeah, at the same time, though, I mean, it feels like y'all doesn't 100% have a plan here. It seems to just be let's see Van split push, while the rest of the team just keeps everyone else busy. I mean, I guess it's working, but, you know, I feel like there could be better ways to try to extend their lead here.
And so if there's one saving grace for this team against this Kane right now, it's going to be the fact that he's actually gone for the 5 points straight max into his Q Reaping Slash. Traditionally what you see is, especially if you know you want Shadow Kane, you go for the Blades Reach max first. Because the combo is you run in, you cast the Blades Reach, and then you auto them for the Duskblade proc, and then you just get to use the Umbral Trespass, and they pretty much exploded at that point. And the variant on that, which allows you to flex extremely well into either Rost or Kane, I mean, into either Rost or Shadow Kane, is you go for the 3 points into the Reaping Slash, and then you start maxing the Blades Reach. And I'm actually a huge fan of that one because it strikes a good, like, even split between clearing and damage in team fights, because Blades Reach is an extremely, you know, high cooldown. So, like, it's actually really bad for clearing jungle camps just because you can't spam it nearly as much as you can the Reaping Slash. So going for the 3 points in Reaping Slash really expedites the clear for Kane, but you don't want to max it because then you do no damage.
I just feel so enlightened now on the Kane builds.
Yeah. There's also another Kane path which I haven't seen used very much recently, but it's one where you would actually start red, and you would kill the red, and then you would start Shadow Step level 2, and then you would go to your Krugs via Shadow Step, and clear the Krugs level 2, and then go and clear your Raptors again with the Shadow Step level 3. Slogga getting so much damage though. C-Van taking that Slogga with that Chaos Storm, and though the return kill can be gotten on Sir Everett there, Shockwave being thrown in, and Oof doing what they can. Necro guy in the front line going hammy, but here comes the Orinhorn coming out. Who's it gonna hit? Uncle Jemima gonna connect it onto Elucida. Oof,
Yeah, they're just too far in the phase here for really anything to come out of that.
Oof gonna finally get the disengage down. Overall, 1-for-1, not bad. They'll take anything. See that flashing forward, huge damage on the jumpers, but not gonna be enough in the end. Glacial Prison coming out of Mudkips there. Nate taking extremely low. Huge knockup coming on the Mudkips, and y'all forced to back off of this one.
Whew, this aggression is getting a little bit scary to watch here.
Yeah, honestly, y'all is going so ham at this point, and they don't really have that much ward control in the areas that they were chilling over there, because you saw them walking out of there. Oof has complete wards all around there, and y'all haven't really de-warded any of those yet.
So Ian's just looking for picks here. Honestly, I mean, I feel like
it's running it down.
Yeah, I mean, not clearly it's working at some level, but at some level I feel like this is kind of just a solo queue game of let's see Van do what he wants, and the team just plays around him, but it doesn't seem to be a real plan behind it. It's just, you know, let's see what kind of picks Van can. It's kind of just like, let's see what plays the playmaker can get and what we can follow up on that. It seems like they don't really have a defined plan for, you know, their next step in this game. And, you know,
that being said, they are so far ahead at this point. They managed.
They can afford to mess around for a good while. Now,
yeah,
to be
they've
fair.
got the 6,000 gold lead. They can get the Baron, but ultimately, I would like to see, you know, I'd like to see some 1-3-1 coming out. They have a teleport advantage, especially with the Lucida taking Smite. I'd like to see the Victor going. I like to see the Orin answering the Kled. Yeah, I'd like to see the I like to see the Orin answering the Kled in the split push, and then the Victor being left to his own devices here. Force them into the 1-3-1 into the mid game, because they don't really have a lot of Baron taking power because their team revolves around AoE, and Sivir, a very AoE oriented AD carry, means that, you know, it's very rough to force 20-minute Barons and stuff like that. They just need to be pressuring the map a lot better overall, I feel, right now, instead of just running into random places at 5.
See, what I'm curious about is if there's going to be a big Baron steal because they don't realize that Elucida has Smite.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Like, they can call it. But Sir Everett's caught out by the spiting in the jungle, but Oof not going to bite at this one as their damage follow-up is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Sir Everett's starting to regret maybe going Shadow Assassin here, but he hasn't been very useful for the last few minutes here.
And Chaos Storm being dropped by Sivan in the bot lane, looking for the solo kill on Elucida, but Elucida gonna run the heck out of there and burn that flash. Gonna get out in the end.
Sivan's just running down. I have no clue what he's looking for here. Oh my goodness.
You don't actually know what he's doing at this point.
Well, the Lich Bane is on, and as we saw last game, he likes to split push. He could just be going for this bot turret here. He has the pressure. He knows he can kill Elucida.
That is exactly what I want to see, although he's so far extended over here. The Necro guy on Sivan, Ace in the hole also coming out. Shockwave gonna go on, blown up immediately. Shutdown goal going over to Necro guy. That's an opening Oof was looking for.
Yeah, the team looking for Baron here, but it's all warded up. It's not going to really result in anything. Fortunately, Sivan has teleport, but
1,000 gold shutdown on the Clad. That's actually big.
Yeah, that was 1,000. Oh, 300 gold.
300. Oh yeah. For some reason I saw 1,000 on the screen. And just earlier at 21 minutes, Jumper's actually got a 450 gold shutdown on Sir Everett's as well.
Yeah, the game's slowing down a little bit. The gold lead is closing. The game's starting to drag out a bit. I mean, they have the turrets, they have the dragons, they have the pressure, but they just gotta do something with it.
Yeah, so I like that. The issue is they didn't have enough pressure in the other. It's the case of mismanaged pressure on the split lanes. You know, anytime you have a split pusher overextending like that, he's just gonna die, and the engage you have coming in from Oof means that if you don't have any pressure going on in the side, you can't really, you know, there's nothing that's going to stop Oof from running it down on Sivan in this situation. And, you know, at the same time, it's very easy to toss blame around, but split pushing and managing 1-3-1s is very much a game of coordinated pressure. Meanwhile, Jumper is getting collapsed on in mid lane, though. Kill going over to Nate. Great Orenhorn coming out from Uncle Jemima there to start that off. That is just a very dead Caitlyn. But, you know, back to my previous point, though, split pushing is all about coordinated pressure. You have to have, on one hand, if you don't have any pressure on the other side of the map, like...
Oh, well, the Baron's just being started. Necro guy has no teleport, and Sivan's just running it over to the Baron. This could be a big advantage here for y'all.
Yeah, this might be
5v3.
a very potentially good moment here. And Jumpers is currently dead. Oof is looking to contest this one. Sivan's finally managed to sneak his way through the enemy lines and towards this Baron, but y'all is getting dangerously low. It's talking about
that was not it.
It's talking about that lack of single target damage earlier, and with no Mountain Drakes on the side of y'all right now, they really just don't have the power to take that Baron at all.
Well, another dragon's coming up soon, and they do
Cloud
have the control for that.
Another Cloud Drake. Cloud Drake is so nice for a Sivir comp.
Yeah, I feel like they're giving away so much vision all over the map, though. Unfortunately, they are every time. I mean, they have the pressure for the Baron, but never the vision for the Baron.
Yeah, and we're starting to reach the point in this game where the Shadow Cane is not going to be able to do that much, especially once the Orianna and the Caitlyn scale up and Oof finally find answers to 5v5 team fights. And as well, I was talking about earlier with the Kayn builds, the Shadow Step, but meanwhile, as I'm saying that though, Engage coming out mid lane on the hunt being popped by Nate, and they are looking Elucida found on the side, taking a little damage to Sir Everett's, but nothing much going to be done over here, and that is another unsuccessful Engage coming out from y'all.
Yeah, Uncle Jemima up top matching Necro guy. I mean, really tanking out. Has the Forge Fire cape upgraded. Actually, now that I think about it, they do have the Ornn upgrades here. So even if they aren't able to finish the game out early with this lead, they do have the late game going for them with the Sivir and Victor, who can both have.
You're going for the flash on. Massive damage coming out, and the Orenhorn from Uncle Jemima actually gonna field goal. That definitely ain't no Chicago Bears kicker over there, because he wins that field goal.
Killing me here.
Yeah, feels bad, dude.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, I mean, they have the Ornn upgrades that will be helpful. Oh, Uncle Jemima bumping into a wall here.
Jemima also gonna bound up by Slugga's Morgana, but there's just so much damage coming out from the side of y'all right here that Oof really doesn't have an answer into the team fight right now. And Mudkip's currently dead though, so they basically have no front line except the half health Qued. So like, you know, good luck with that one.
Yeah, it took a while, but they finally got the pick that they needed to actually get some pushing going.
Elucida rather low, Necro Guy dismounted, Jumpers also at a third, and pretty much all of Oof except Mudkips really needs a back super badly. And with this Ocean Drake, double Ocean Drake regen coming in from the side of y'all now, they really have a good opportunity to siege this one up.
Yep, we see Elucida now with 2 items slowly beginning to catch up to Seaman, who's just so incredibly strong.
Yeah, and so, you know, we're talking about how good of a late game y'all has. I'm very scared for how useful the Shadow Cane's going to be, though, is he is doing the now correct thing of maxing the Shadow Step second, actually. That's the thing that you see a lot. I'm actually not sure how it interacts with the new cooldown, though, because, like, if it's straight 8 seconds, then I don't think there's that much of a point to maxing the Shadow Step second.
I think the healing is the only thing that actually goes up now.
Oh, yeah. And with Reaping Slash not really being that big of a deal at all as a maxing path, honestly, like, yeah, I could still see Shadow Step, especially with Shadow Cane, because by far the bulk of your damage is going to come from that Blade's Reach and the Duxblade Auto. And
yeah,
so...
yeah, the Shadow Step is a 6-second cooldown right now, so...
Yeah, that's actually terrifying. He can literally permanently stay in the wall. He gains the ability...
How long is the thing? For 8 seconds. Oh, wow.
Yep, he can actually stay in the wall. He can actually permanently stay in a wall now. And like I was saying though, what scares me about him...
engage here.
On the hunt being popped by Nate. Y'all looking for the engage in the mid lane. Probably not going to be able to find much of anything, Sir Everett's going through this wall with that Shadow Stab. Not going to be able to pick anyone off today though.
Yeah, I mean, I think the goal here is really just to use those pink ports to set up vision and start baiting this Baron. They still have this huge lead. I mean, they can get picks here. They know they can, but
So yeah, at further risk of another fight starting out, the crux of what I was trying to say earlier is that there are no points in the Blade's Reach, so the Shadow Cane's really not going to do much damage. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's really all there is to it. And another Unbreakable coming out can block away that ace and hole from Slug and Slasha. I mean, from Jumpers. And y'all is currently onto this Baron. Engage being called from Necro Guy. Is this the fight that Oof wants? Necro Guy going hog wild in the front line. Mudkip's over the wall with the Glacial Prison in team fight zoning. But Jumpers caught in the front line and completely blown up by Z-Man right now. And Sir Everett's on the side with the Umbral Trespass. And now y'all just completely wiping the floor with Oof in this fight. Necro Guy, the lone survivor, left for himself, but it's not going to be enough. That is a 1-for-5 ace in favor of y'all, and they're just going to run it down mid now.
Definitely an in-hit going down, and probably moving straight to Baron after that.
Yeah, this has just been a very uncharacteristically rough game from so far.
Yeah, and it looks like Ornn actually choosing to upgrade the Youmuu's Ghostblade into a Youmuu's Wraithblade, adding more AD and lethality to Sir Everett's build.
It's actually terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would have upgraded the death cap.
Yeah, I would too. I don't know when he got the Wraithblade upgrade though, because he might have just casted it on Sir Everett's because Stevan didn't have the death cap yet.
That's true.
You know, let's get to 15. That'll be a death cap for Stevan.
Let's get one more upgrade every level, isn't it? That's how it works now. Yeah. So I mean, soon enough he'll be able to upgrade the death cap and the Essence Reaver.
He needs 15. Yeah, he needs IE.
Okay.
He needs he needs Molten Edge. It doesn't work on Reaver, I don't think.
Nope, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, overall, you know, they're finally got the fight they wanted. Like I said, they just gotta get a pick. I mean, they can't run, despite the movement speed, despite the Sivir. There's a lot of disengage on Oof's side, but if they have the stronger, you know, just more damage overall, they can use the jungle to maneuver around and get these picks. That's what they did. They baited the Baron and they just got the kills. They finally got what they needed.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, I feel like this game has been a huge story of mid and jungle duos. in general. Mudkip's having very awkward pathing throughout the early game, and Elucid is having a lot of issues in that mid lane, not even related to, you know, having Smite instead of an actual summoner on Orianna.
I mean, Steven, you know, had a very, very good laning phase and has translated to being the, you know, big guy on the team right now.
And right now, Mudkip's actually getting Flame Horizon by Sir Everett's. That's actually disgusting.
Wow, that's insane.
You know, yeah, I'm talking about how, you know, I'm talking about how this Kane pick, oh, it ain't gonna do any damage, it won't hurt, he didn't even max, you know, Blade Reach, he didn't even max Blade Reach, bro, but like, Mudkip's ain't gonna be doing much. Speaking of which, though, Mudkip's popping the Glacial Prison, and Sluggish Slash caught on the wrong side of the wall, though. Steven flashing over and destroying Elucida in a flash with his abilities. And that's a double kill coming in for Sivan. Ornhorn coming out, gonna hit jumpers on the back. Ace in the hole being popped. Next guy popping the stopwatch, though. Not gonna be enough. Getting taken down by Sir Everett's in the end. Walking over some Caitlyn traps right now on the side of y'all. But
just go to Baron. Just go to Baron.
Now, Uncle Jemima getting CC comboed up, and Jumpers is actually doing so much damage.
Just get the tower, get the...
Oh my goodness. Just get
They actually don't want to mess with this.
They're so hungry for these kills. I know they have 3 Ocean Drakes, but just come on, guys.
Sir Everett's actually doing a good job of getting those Nexus turrets low in the base, and y'all just mobbing down this top lane as well at the same time. You know, it might not be pretty, but that is one way to end a game, and currently sitting 2 inhibitors up and over a 10,000 gold lead, 5 dragons to 0. At this point, it's y'all's game to lose. Oh my god, so much damage coming out. At least, of course, about the stopwatch. Chaos Storm coming in, gonna melt him away, barely getting out of that last tick of damage from the Chaos Storm.
I mean, this game looking awfully familiar with the top and mid inhib down and the bot one left standing as the team gets Baron. I mean, pretty much what Oof did to y'all last game.
Except this time, y'all straight up, you know, up like 10,000 gold.
Yeah, instead of being dead even the whole game.
Yep. So yeah, at this point, this really is y'all's game to lose. And the upgraded death cap actually coming out here.
Yeah,
Rabadon's Death Crown. It was actually a 55 AP increase on that Death Crown, so this Victor should be sitting at probably like 800 AP right now. Let me check.
Yeah,
It has 863 AP with this Baron buff, the Death Crown. This Victor is going to do so much damage. He's not even full build.
So the Q auto combined with the Lichbane auto does about 1,000 damage. Not counting anything else that Steven has right now.
Yeah, let me check here, because it's 110 plus 345. So 445. Well, actually, it's 351 now because he's leveled up. So 461. Plus 120 plus 482. It's like 602. So yeah, his Q does over 1,000 damage on paper just to begin with. That's not even with the Witchbane. Like actually.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the push happening now, and I don't know what they can do about it. Also, I mean, Nate just slowly scaling up, you know, having so much pressure.
The double critical damage items right now, and there's just nothing they can do. Orin Ram coming in from, I'm gonna go wide, but here comes Necro Guy with the Flint engaged, doing what he can to fight. Looks like it's not gonna be enough though. Massive shockwave coming in for Lucida, but there's just no damage. There is nothing on the side of Oof that can save them from this one, and y'all currently a 3-for-0 coming out of that fight, looking to end this game decisively in their favor.
Yeah, coming back from last game and taking every turret, every single dragon, and managing to tie it up.
Jesus, what a barn burner of a series, dude.
Yeah.
Even without the pauses, that would have been a barn burner of a series.
Yeah, never forget.
And never forget, dude, we love PMA LCS. This game started at 9:30. Well, 9:30 for me.
Yeah, this started 2.5 hours ago.
Wow. PMA LCS, boys. We are actually, like, after we're done with wrap up, we will be bordering on like a 2-hour and 50-minute stream. It's actually massive. Speaking of which, MVP votes for Game 2.
Making this roll poll really quickly.
Holy mother of God. What a ride.
Yep.
Yeah, for my money, the MVP for game 2, gotta be Sivan on this Victor.
I agree.
Massive amounts of damage coming out. Holy mother of God. So he actually had double 50,000 damage plus games in the series on Victor. He actually more than doubled the damage of anyone else in this game. Like, straight up. We just take a look at the graphs real quick.
Yeah, that is
Total
absolutely
damage to
insane.
champions. Yeah, he absolutely just roasted people.
Wowie.
Here you go. Here you go, chat.
Straw poll is up. Hit him with a vote. I believe Slaga won MVP game 1.
Yep. So, yeah, 4 votes already coming in for Sivan. The MVP vote for Sir Everett's, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Server's getting them through that early game with some big plays.
Yeah, Sir Everett's is easily the honorable mention in here. Had a very good job, like, just out-jungling Mudkips in that game, and as well, cool solo kill onto Elucida in the early game. So Sir Everett's definitely put in a lot of work that game, but it was honestly Sivan's game to lose from, like, probably about, 8-9 minutes onward. He had all the advantages he needed, and he took them, and he ran with them.
I also have to give an honorable mention to Uncle Jemima. Good engages. Proud of you,
Yeah,
teammate.
I agree.
Proud of your teammate. That subbed in for their team. Good job. Love you, babe.
Good boys, and Sivan currently leading 7 votes.
Yeah, we're just gonna call it. I'm
We'll
tired.
just we'll call it here. Everyone's tired. Everyone wants to go to bed.
Player
So
of
I
game
think
one.
that's an
Let's
easy
go.
lock.
Sweet.
So
Right
we
here.
please have Sivan and Slaga come to play the game 1.
For a short and sweet interview.
Yeah,
Short and
Slaga
sweet.
not Slasha. Actually, Slaga not Slasha.
Yeah, Slaga not
You come to
Slasha.
play the game 1. Welcome, Mr. Slaga.
Hey, Chris.
Congratulations on a very clean game 1. Some outstanding Nami play.
Yes,
Thanks,
Nami.
man.
As a premium Nami main, I would like to congratulate your sick tidal waves. I fucking love it. How do I be hot and cool like you?
You already are, Hoagie.
Oh,
You are.
thanks, babe.
That's lame.
I'm just kawaii.
Alright.
That's it.
Welcome to the channel, Mr. Sivan. Congratulations on some clean victor play in game 2. And overall, that brings you guys to 1-1 on the day. So I think, with all that said and done, how are both of you guys feeling, respectively, about, I'd say, your seasons overall so far?
I don't feel like I could answer this.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not on
that's
their
true because
team.
you're not on OOF. That's very true. I forgot.
Someone
We'll
else
start
get in
with
here.
Steven, then.
As for y'all, I don't know. We've had like ups and downs. Early on in the season, we thought we could do pretty well. We had some pretty good 1-1s. We had a bit of a rough patch towards like the middle. A few like 0-2s, and those were just like we had kind of rough team coordination, and I don't know, the vibe was just not. We weren't meshing well. And I don't know. Tonight we kind of just were like, all right, screw it. I don't think anyone went in with any expectations. We just kind of were like, okay. I think game 1 we actually definitely could have won. We just had a few too many mistakes, and then game 2 we didn't make any mistakes. So yeah, I don't know. Our seasons, I think we have an uphill battle definitely if we can even make playoffs still. But we definitely have had a rough season, but I think we're back in it now.
I think actually with the 1-1 that locks. I think that actually locks in all the playoff teams.
I don't think it does.
It doesn't lock off everybody.
No, because tomorrow we still have Fab KB.
Oh
so
yeah.
It locks in LDD to a playoff spot, but then the next 5 teams have 9 wins, 8 wins, and 3 teams have 7 wins. So depending on who goes 2-0, 0-2, or 1-1 next week, any of those 7 and 13 teams could make playoffs.
Mm.
a big thing is that Paul is playing Oof next week, so both of them are now at 7 and 13. So a 2-0 for either team will lock them into playoffs.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
Interesting.
gonna be spicy.
Any questions from chat?
Also, hello, I am here from OOF because Grant can't answer questions about OOF.
That's true. I can't.
That's very true. So I guess you can answer the question then. How are you guys feeling overall about how your season's turned out so far?
It's been really up and down for us. We started off really bad. We lost our first 6 games, but then we made some switches and that produced some results. So obviously having to shuffle in subs and having internet issues and stuff tonight kind of made it a little bit tough mentally for us, but we pulled out that game 1, and we weren't too upset like when we got behind game 2 because we knew that we could come back again. But Steven just got huge, and along with Sir Everett's just being huge, it was just too much for us to deal with. Couldn't get tanky enough quick enough, and just too much damage. But overall for the season, I think we're in a good spot. I feel like next week it's basically, I think it's us versus Paw. Well, I know we play, but I think it's us versus Paw for playoffs. And that locks the last playoff spot, is whoever wins that series. Looking forward to that and to playoffs. I think we can definitely beat any team out there. We just have to prepare properly for it.
What
All
matchup
right.
are you most excited about in terms of playoff if you make it there?
And what matchup are you most excited about
Or the least
going
excited
forward?
about, I don't know.
Or the least?
For playoffs, I'd be probably most excited. The one game I think is going to be against Dylan's team, which for some reason I'm blanking on the.
Fantastic
Fantastic
anime
Anime
personality.
That's it. Yeah, so against fantastic enemy personalities, that one will be a good match. In terms of like seeds, when we make it past that, probably getting another shot at either DBP, LOT, or KB, because they were kind of the teams that we faced before we had things really on lockdown and knowing what we were doing. LOT, we just didn't prepare well enough, but the other two we had faced early on in the season, so it'd be nice to see what we can do against them now.
Nice. And I think I have one more question for both teams. And so, looking at a lot of how the drafts played out tonight, there are an extreme amount of flex options in both rosters that we've seen pulled out. For example, we have Nate flexing to 80 carry from the mid lane position. We have Sivan being able to go around playing, 2, sometimes 3 roles in PMA LCS. And then on the side of Oof, Mudkips, I know you've flexed around to basically 3 different roles throughout the season. Elucid has also been flexed a couple different roles. So what were both of your teams trying to do when you guys approached the drafts tonight?
You want to go first?
No, you can go first.
Okay. So our draft was a little sorry, voice crack. It was a little different from like how we've approached games before. We kind of just like went into it thinking, okay, what are the 3 like strong picks that we think they're gonna go for? Ban those, and immediately we wanted to pick up a bot lane. So we picked up Morgana. Who was it first game? Morgana Lucian. So we were just like bot lane, and then try to get the counter pick mid the first game. It was like an okay matchup. So I mean, I think pick ban went fine for the first game. And second game, I think our comp was just really, really good. We like all around, we had a really good team fight comp. So we just kind of focused on our strengths and what we played best, and didn't really worry about like what the bans were or any of that. So we just kind of were lackadaisical, I guess, about it. Not like too lackadaisical, but like we were kind of more relaxed about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for us, it's kind of the same thing. We just, at least for me, I always sit down like either earlier in the week and even early on the day of, and sit down. We figure out, what are these matchups going to look like if we have these different people here, and we try and figure out what's going to be the best to give us the win in those situations. And if we're going to have those lanes, what do we need to ban that person's champ pool might not accommodate for? Luckily, out of all the positions that I've played at least, I shared champions with every one of the roles. Now tonight, obviously, most people know that Hansu doesn't play Sejuani, even though he can, and so that kind of gives it away. But we didn't want to give up that mid lane very early, and we didn't want to pick something without seeing another jungler or seeing the top laner, because we figured, looking at it, that we needed to get our top and our mid priority if possible. So that's why you saw the ADC and support picked early on, both in those games, and it worked out with them also picking ADC and support.
All right, nice. So,
We're gonna wrap it
any
up.
further questions from any of you guys?
Just a shout out to my homie, Uncle Jemima. Love you, teammate. Love you, bud. You did great on subbing for y'all. Love you, teammate forever. Also, hot and cool Slaga. Yeah, hot and cool. You beat the other Slaga. Slasha.
He
Oof.
got what was coming to him.
All right,
Listen,
last call
only
for
one.
questions from chat.
Alright, this has been fun. Thanks for watching. This is your streamer slash host, Free Listen, slash Super Hoagie, slash whatever.
Slaga, why are you so cute? Question from SoFlesh. That's his question.
Ooh. Probably genetics.
Good answer. All right, boys. So on behalf of the PMA LCS casting crew, it is myself, Christopher Vitadis Packet, and Rafal Gladys over here, and then Hero Hey Listen Kajita. Did I get that right?
Close enough, Kajita.
I'm pretty sure. Kajita, okay, close. Close enough, dude. All right, on behalf of the entire PMA LCS casting crew tonight, thank you for coming out for Week 10 action, y'all versus Oof. Thanks you so much for watching, guys. Can't wait to see you guys next week for some more spicy PMA LCS action, and good night.